Shabbat Shalom. This week we come to the end of Sefer Shmot of the book of Exodus. As in synagogues around the world, we read the double portion of Vayakhel and Pekudei. And the book of Exodus ends very much the way the last third has unfolded, with the seemingly endless detail of the building of the wilderness tabernacle, the Mishkan. And this week, as we read what I like to call the as-builts, when Moses tells exactly what was collected and what was built from the materials, it's very hard for eyes not to glaze over as we hear the reading in the synagogue, or even worse, to close altogether. Because it seems like we heard it before, so why are we hearing it again? But in Parshat Pekudei, Moshe gives an accounting of all that was collected. Every bit of gold and silver and copper and fine linens and purple wool and goat skins, a full and open and transparent accounting. An author of a midrash in my favorite collection called the Tanhuma suggests that the reason that Moshe felt the need to give such a detailed accounting is because of a line that we read in last week, in the Parsha of last week, that said that when Moshe would go into the Ohel Moed, all of Israel would come and stand at the opening of their tents, and they would watch Moshe walk into the Ohel Moed and see the Shekhinah, God's presence, follow in after him. And at first blush, you would think that that's because they were in awe that this man of flesh and blood would walk into the tent and God's presence would come after him. But the author of this midrash was perhaps a little more cynical or a little more realistic. That among the crowds of people who were watching Moshe, behind Moshe's back, they said, "Look at this man Moshe. Look how well fed he is. And he's eating out of the public trough. And look at this man Moshe. Look how well dressed he is. He must be shopping at Lord & Taylor and Bloomingdale's, and not at Suits R Us. Maybe we're paying him too much." The author of this midrash knows that people have a penchant to gossip and say some really hurtful things, even about the leaders of Israel, even about someone like Moshe. And Moshe understood that in life it's not enough just to have integrity, but one has to also demonstrate it, particularly if you're the leader of the Jewish people. And so Moshe gives an accounting. So much gold, so much silver, so much copper, etc. His hands were open. There was nothing up his sleeve. He was completely transparent. Because he understood, as each one of us should, that at the end of the day, the only thing that we can say that we possess is our integrity and our reputation. And how easy it is to lose one's reputation by false accusation. So Moshe gave an accounting when the job was done. And we need to know that when our job is done as well, we will also need to give a full and transparent accounting. This Shabbat, may we not lose sight of what it is that gives us a positive balance sheet as we give an accounting. Shabbat Shalom. May you have a Zis and Shabbos, and I'll see you in Shul.